Finish your gift list today. Up to 50.
All right. Let's get started. What's up, everyone? Good evening. How are you? Hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to be having dinner in a few minutes, so bear with me. Haven't eaten yet. Oh my God, the Superman trailer coming out around the time that all this drone stuff is going on? Coincidence? I think not. You saw at least one government drone when I was at work outside getting carts. Yeah, I'll talk about the Superman trailer in a second. Let me just stuff my face first. What's going on, Nuts? What's going on, JC? Mikey Mike. Perfect title, yeah. Thought it'd be pretty fitting. Although that drone shit or whatever it is going on is really crazy. There's some clips I've seen that I'm like, man, is that even real? I'll share one with you that I thought was really weird. I got some clips available that we're gonna take a look at a little bit later. Yeah, there's shit all over the place. There's not only drones, there's these plasmoids, they're calling them. Apparently that's a new technology. That's not like a UFO or anything. Apparently it's like an energy source. It can give energy, it can take energy. There's this whole article about it. So yeah, that's what they're saying those are, but who knows at this point? There's so much. When it comes to information about this shit, there's so many different directions, and you got people who are overthinking it. You got people who are just completely oblivious. Like I've seen some people just completely dismiss it. Oh, these are either planes or hobby drones, and I'm like, all right, look, man. There's definitely people looking at stuff that look like planes, but let's not get stupid. There's clearly some shit going on. The videos with the orbs are really making everyone think alien. Yeah, thank you, Luke. Rob, have you seen the bright light destroy the drone? Yeah, I've seen that one. I saw one where you could see the drone flying towards like the orb, and then like a couple of seconds later, it just drops out of the sky. Thank you, honey. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
What photo? Give me a second. Oh, that's cute. She didn't like it?
He didn't like it.
Who? Oh, him.
Mason.
Oh, that's Mason. Jesus Christ, you guys.
This is Raven.
Yeah, she looks cute. Let me see.
She a little baby. Oh, little baby.
Yep. All right.
Go, big bat.
You know, they're everywhere. When I spot one in Oregon, I hear I'm 50-50 about this. I'm pretty sure it's our government network. How's the job hunting go? Have you got? Yeah, I did get some work. I start on the 6th. Finally. It's taken long enough. Let me move this so I can actually. Yeah, she looks cute. Mason wasn't having it. All right, I'm gonna take a peek at because I've only seen the trailer once, so I'm gonna take a peek at it again, and then we can talk about it. I will say my initial reaction was very indifferent. There were some things about the trailer I thought looked really good, and there were some things about the trailer I did not like at all. Okay, let me just mute so we don't get in trouble here. All right, I'm gonna take a look at the trailer. I don't like the mop top for Clark Kent. I don't like the guitar riff for the Superman song. Not a fan. It sounds stupid. Let's see, that looks good where he saves the little girl. Like Lex Luthor in Luthor Corp. I like that actor. He's good. Whoever's playing the Green Lantern looks like shit. He looks ridiculous. I just, you know, the kaiju, Mr. Terrific. This just looks like there's a lot of shit going on in this movie. And that's a concern because it can be a detriment. So, yeah, I don't know who the Green Lantern is, but that fucking bowl cut with the blonde hair and he looks like he's like 80 years old. What the fuck is that? That's Nathan Fillion? Yeah, no good. I like so here's what happened when I saw it the first time. I loved the way it opened, and the minute Crypto showed up, I immediately got concerned. I was like, Crypto or Clipto, whatever his name is. I immediately got concerned. I was like, oh no. And as emotional and as serious as the trailer music and certain scenes make it out to be, my concern is that this is going to be James Gunn's version of Guardians of the Galaxy. And when you really look at Guardians of the Galaxy, the only really good one is the first one. The third one is okay. I think what happens with the third one is people get caught up in all the emotional drive when it comes in regards to Rocket. But if you extract all of that, the movie's really not that great. If you're doing a Superman movie, what's the need for Mr. Terrific? What's the need for the Green Lantern? Why is there a big fucking kaiju in the middle of this? Like, what the fuck is going on in this movie? Like, what is going on? I know people are hyped up. I'm not trying to sound like a Debbie Downer because, like I said, there's certain parts of the trailer that I'm very hopeful. But this is James Gunn, and I know what James Gunn does. And I don't think what he does is going... If it was a solo Superman movie, if it was just Superman, I think I would feel a lot better about the movie. The trailer did nothing for me. I don't hate it, but this is what Warner Brothers desperately wanted since the Man of Steel fanboy crying debacle. I don't know. I think they went too far in the other direction, in my opinion. But look, you can't judge it until you see the movie. I am a huge Superman fan, and I can be very forgiving. I don't even mind the actor. The actor looks good. The suit is all right. But the actor looks fine as Superman. I think is a good pick. But all the other shit going on around with Mr. Terrific and the Green Lantern and all that shit, I'm not sure I'm feeling that very much. James Gunn is a god when it comes to superheroes. I disagree. I disagree so wholeheartedly. James Gunn, I wouldn't say he's a god. I would say he can make an entertaining film. But right now, And he's good at making ensemble superheroes. I haven't seen him do a solo superhero movie yet. I haven't watched Peacemaker, but I heard even the TV show, it's not just Peacemaker, it's other heroes as well. It feels like they're counting their egg before they hatch. The focus needs to be on Superman, not these other super. I agree with that. Yeah, he's should watch Creature Commandos. Okay. I don't even know what that is. Where would I watch that? The underwear doesn't work for you? Yeah, but that's always been Superman, like part of his uniform. I don't think Cavill had it, but every other Superman has. Oh my god. Gunn is a one-trick pony. Creature Commando is the same thing as his other comic book movies shows. Okay. It's animated? I'll pass. I'm sorry. The more animated stuff I watch, the more and more I'm less inclined to watch more. It depends what it is, really. But like Creature Commando, I probably don't know anything about those characters, and then on top of that, it's animated. Yeah, I'll pass. I feel like the movie should just be Superman. Yeah, but the problem with putting Crypto in the movie is how many other people really know about Crypto? You want a good example? You know how I know about Crypto? The trailer. That's it. I'd never seen that motherfucker before. Didn't even know he existed until the trailer came out. People are overreacting about the other heroes in the trailer. They're supporting characters in every movie, and it just so happens that some in this movie are also heroes. They won't be the focus. Right, but they shouldn't even be there, in my opinion. This is Superman. What the fuck help does he need? Remember, this is Superman. What the fuck is Mr. Terrific gonna do to help Superman? Nothing. How come we can get solo Batman movies, but we can't get a solo Superman movie? If Superman is far superior to Batman, which he is, and Batman doesn't need help, why in the shit does Superman need help? Crypto's been a thing since the 50s. Well, they might want to get the word out. Because I'm a pretty big Superman fan and I never heard of the motherfucker. To you, it may be like, oh, well, of course, that's nothing. You might be one of the few. Yeah, see, I'm sorry, Venom. I wasn't watching cartoons in 2000. I stopped watching cartoons when I was like 15 years old. So there's no way I would know anything about him. And I don't read comics now, so I'm not trying to sound like a sourpuss, but just how it is. Gunn has already said that Superman will be in a world where being a superhero isn't taken seriously and others have lost their way, and he will stand for a symbol of hope and change for them. That's whack. He's supposed to stand for hope and change for humankind, not superheroes. Those superheroes have a problem, that's their issue. Let them have their own movie. Yeah, I know, it's merchandising. That's very true, childish. Well, chances are I'm not going to watch the Supergirl movie, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people aren't going to watch the Supergirl movie. You know how I know that? Because when Supergirl came out in the 80s, nobody went and watched it. Yeah, they want the Baby Yoda Suko money. I get it. Crypto was in Smallville. I didn't even watch Smallville. I had no interest. See, I'm a Superman fan. I want to see Superman. Smallville didn't. What season was it when they finally made him full-fledged Superman? Like season 8? I remember I had a friend that used to watch it. He told me I had to watch it. I'm like, is Superman in? He was like, well, you know, he is, but he's not Superman yet. I'm like, well, call me when he becomes Superman. That's what I want to see. That's like if they made the Green Arrow show and he doesn't become Green Arrow till season 8. What's the point? It's like when they made the Gotham show. It's great, you know, yeah, all right, you get to hang out with Commissioner Gordon. And I was like, call me when when Batman comes into the show. Obviously, it never happened. I think 3 seasons or 4 seasons got canceled. You know why? No Batman. That's what people want to see. Trailer felt very generic, but Blue Beetle only without the humor. Blue Beetle was so horrible. I watched it when it came to HBO Max. Obviously, because, you know, it's on HBO Max and I have the subscription. And I kept telling myself, this motherfucker needs to go back to Karate Kid and stay there. Don't ever do shit like this again. Yeah, Green Lantern looks like shit. Oh. I like Nathan Fillion, but he should not be playing the Green Lantern. And that's what I'm talking about. That's the shit that got me concerned. Because that looks like some old goofy James Gunn funny shit. And I don't want Superman the Guardians of the Galaxy version. I don't. The Karate Kid trailer was a little confusing. Because is it supposed to be linked to the show? Because I didn't see any evidence that the Daniel LaRusso in the movie is the same Daniel LaRusso from the show. He's one of 3 lanterns? 3? Well, why did they pick the shitty looking one? Why didn't they just go with the Green Lantern everyone knows and loves? Because if Guy Gardner looks like that, keep him in the fucking comics. Holy shit. I don't have a problem with jokes. My core problem with this movie is it's not just Superman. Apparently Karate Kid is a sequel to Cobra Kai. Well, fuck, I don't see any elements of Cobra Kai in the show. In the movie, in the trailer. But again, it's the trailer. It could be other elements. They got Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan for the show. Well, that was a big fucking mistake. Let's put out 2 most popular lanterns on a TV show and take the least popular one and put them in a movie. Makes perfect sense. I mean, this is DC. What do you expect? They always... Superman's been done dirty by them for the longest time. When it comes to Batman, top gear, man. All out, everything Batman is gold. But more, boy, they leave the sloppy seconds for all the other heroes. Yeah, I read that Kyle Chandler is Hal Jordan. I did read that. Good actor. Would have much preferred seeing him in this movie. Why is Superman bleeding? He's probably fighting somebody very strong. Who's the main villain supposed to be? Do we know that yet? Ultraman's the main villain. Now, when we say Ultraman, we're not referring to Japanese Ultraman, right? Ultraman was the one brawling with Superman in the trailer, in the stadium, in Progressive Field. Do you think it's harder to tell a DC superhero story? No, I don't. It's actually rather simple. It's just, I don't know. It's like DC's been on try-hard mode ever since they started releasing their movies. What's up, Severio? I don't think you can put. I don't think you can copyright Ultraman. What's up, Kaiser? You saw Sonic? Cool. Batman Begins and Man of Steel are what some consider to be DC strong, but with how things are, superheroes aren't making much outside of Deadpool. Yeah, well, the superhero genre is on decline. I mean, clearly it is. Yeah, and it doesn't help that Marvel's just fucked everything up the last several years. All their superhero movies have just been shit. There's a picture of him floating around where he is arresting Superman. DC's been trying to play catch up since like 2016. They're not ever going to reach the pinnacle that Marvel reached. They're never going to get there. They had their chance already, they blew it. Right now they're just trying to establish a very what's the word I'm looking for? A very moderate universe. I don't think they're going to go too ham trying to spend all that money. Unless it's if it's Batman, they'll go all the way. Otherwise, they're not going to do much else. It's going to be very basic, vanilla kind of shit. You know what I started playing finally after waiting so long? I started playing Spider-Man. Yeah, it went on sale on Steam, and I bought the remastered version because I have the original copy for the PlayStation, so it didn't have all the DLC. So they had the remastered version for the PC on sale for like $30, and I picked it up, started playing it finally. Because Spider-Man 2 comes on PC the end of January, so I'm like, okay, well, it's time to play Spider-Man now. Japanese Ultraman is not cool at all. I mean, that's your opinion. Japanese Ultraman has a lot of fans. he's got an animated series on Netflix. I'm sure it's better than the Commando Monsters or whatever the fuck that's called. Creature Commando or whatever. I don't know. I'm still surprised to this day that DC hired James Gunn to kind of lead the way, because you really think about it, he's like, it's almost like he's continuing to live on his laurels of Guardian of the Galaxy. Uh, Superman's gonna be, well, yeah, that makes sense, because aren't they doing a Supergirl movie right shortly after this? So the Spanish chick with the short hair got booted, and now they brought in a blondie. It's racist. It's that white supremacy shit. Uh, she was Spanish, wasn't she? At least she looked Spanish. The Supergirl from The Flash. But in terms of the trailer, I think Superman is fine. The suit is a little hit and miss, but I'll get over that. The guy playing him looks good. He looks like he's going to be a pretty good Superman. And it looks like it's going to have some good action. I'm just really concerned that this is going to come off like a Guardians of the Galaxy of DC. And that's not what I want, especially not for Superman. Oh, that Flash movie was seeing Michael Keaton in the Batsuit. Yeah, and they made him do some pretty crazy stuff. Superman is sandwiched between Jurassic World Rebirth and Fantastic Four. Ugh, Jurassic World Rebirth. Are people actually gonna go see that shit? I can't imagine that movie's gonna do very well. James Gunn said if this movie doesn't do good, he ain't starting the DC universe, but I call bullshit. Nah, he should. I hope he sticks by that. Superman needs to be solo, not Guardians of the Galaxy or Black Adam. He especially needs to be solo in his first movie back. That's the thing. What if in the beginning of the video you got ready to say something and then a fan came in and shouts motherfucking trailer and runs away and your two security guards are chasing the fan? I don't know how to respond to that because I don't have security guards. Yeah, but the last movie sucked, Mike. The third Jurassic World movie, man, that was so bad. There was hardly any dinosaurs in it, and it was 2 hours and a half. It was 2.5 hours long. Hey, I like Gareth Edwards, but I don't know how much more. I don't know how much more he can do to keep that series running. He's gonna make it a lot like the first movie. Yeah, just because it has Gareth Edwards directing doesn't mean I think it's an automatic good movie or that it's going to be good. I know he's a good director, but it's not really about the director. It's more about going to the well so many times. Yeah, kind of like the Transformers, right? Robbie gonna see Marvel Fantastic Four next year. Yeah, I might check it out. I'm still waiting for that X-Men movie. I heard rumors that they casted a Jean Grey already. What's going on, Trilosophy? The trailer for Superman made it look more serious than the Guardians movie, so hopefully that's a good sign. You think a Superman, a super dog dragging him through the snow is serious? You think that's serious? Oh my god, they're going super young, huh? Cap 4 budget. If Cap 4 is gonna fucking tank, unfortunately. I feel bad for Anthony Mackie. But you know what it is? It's racism, man. If it was if it was Chris Evans, that shit's a guarantee hit. Winter Soldier's still the best Marvel solo film. Sadie Sink's the girl from wow, she's 22. How's she looking now? She looking not like a kid anymore? How the fuck are they gonna do Stranger Things last season with these kids already in their fucking 20s? And they're supposed to be what, just barely entering high school? I mean, granted, she still looks like, oh no, she looks way older now. Holy shit. How are they gonna make this work? Look at this. Damn, I didn't realize how much older she got. Well, not older, she's not older, but basically what I'm saying is, like, look at her. You could see the clear maturity here. That's a good Jean Grey. I think that's a good casting if it's her. I could see it. I could see it. But my God, I'm it's gonna be so weird to watch Stranger Things last season with these guys in their 20s. By the time the X-Men movie comes out, she'll be 25 or 26. Very true, very true. That's probably a good age to start getting the X-Men involved. All of them in their mid-20s, late 20s. The next season, Jesus, how long does it take? I think it's coming out next year. Like, probably like in the summer or in the fall. That there's a time jump for season 5. There's a time jump for Stranger Things season 5? Uh-oh. How are they going to do a time jump? It looks like they were just starting, like the next part of it, like the next crazy shit was just about to happen right before the season ended. Tom Holland is the only person I know that's like 27 years old whose balls haven't dropped yet. Motherfucker still sounds like he's 12. Who's our new Wolverine? Them and the supposed X-Men. Yeah, I hate that shit. Yeah, I don't know. I like the old days, man, where we could get a show and just watch the whole fucking season in one sitting. Because, you know, I'm obviously into Cobra Kai, and now I gotta wait for the third part to come out. It's like, ugh. It was bullshit. What's my most anticipated movie in 2025? I don't know. I gotta see what's coming out. I really haven't been paying much attention to, let me see, movies. What's coming out in 2025? The Thunderbolts, Captain America, Avatar 3, 28 years later, Tron, what is this? Skyline Warpath. What is this? Frankenstein? Jurassic World Rebirth? Yeah, Rebirth. Megan 2.0. The Monkey. The Conjuring Last Rites. The Black Phone 2. Saw 11. Screamboat. That's horror movies and shit. How to Train Your Dragon. Minecraft, Moana, Avengers Secret War. That's 2027. Why they put it on 2025? Anyway. Greenland Migration? They're making a Greenland sequel? That's weird. Mortal Kombat 2. Superman, obviously. I don't know. There's not a whole lot on the list here that I can say is my most anticipated movie. I gotta be honest. I think I'm on a let's wait and see. No, Moana 2 came out. This is Moana, the live action movie. It's coming out next year. With The Rock and some other chick. Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is coming out. There you go. Yeah, they don't, the list does not look good. I gotta be honest. You know what trailer I saw that it looks somewhat intriguing, but I probably won't watch it until it comes on stream. The oh my god, it's with it's that unicorn movie with Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega. Something unicorn. The Last Unicorn or some shit like that, or I Killed a Unicorn. I don't know. But I saw the trailer the other day and I'm like, oh, that looks actually pretty interesting. Like, looks like it's going to be like a dark humor, dark horror. Did you hear a new Anaconda movie is coming out December 2025 with Paul Rudd and Jack Black from the director that did Nick Cage and Pedro Pascal movie, a comedy horror type remake? Yeah, I probably won't watch that. Rob, since the end of the years is coming up and it's been a while, do you think we can get a member stream? Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. That falls on a Wednesday. Tuesday night. Yeah, probably. We don't really go too crazy for New Year's here. My kids can't make it that long, and my wife can't either. I'm the only one that in this house tends to stay up late. Why hasn't there been a GTA movie? Do you want there to be GTA movie with the way things are going in Hollywood? If you think it's going to be anything like the game, you're sorely mistaken. Live action Lilo and Stitch? Yeah, at some point. I don't know if it's coming out next year though. Christmas with Cookie? No, I wasn't in the plans. Not going to be home for Christmas, so won't be streaming. Am I going to watch the Minecraft movie next year? I'm hoping my parents take my son to see it so I don't have to. So it's pending. If it was up to me, I would say no. Speaking of my son, he's starting to get into what's it called? Oh my god, what is it called? The stop motion. He's been doing stop motion with his Godzilla figures, and my god, he's doing a great job. He showed me 2 clips, and I was like, he still has to work on being a little bit more micro with some of the movements, but overall, his shit is good. Am I looking forward to Wicked Part 2? I haven't even seen Part 1, and I don't intend to. Not really into that, like Wicked. And my most anticipated movie next year is Snow White. Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait. It's not uploaded yet. He's been showing me because he's in the middle of editing his first one, so it's not like online yet. Hopefully Toho drops some news on the new Godzilla film they're making. I'm sure we'll get some next year at some point. What's up, Rob? It's been a while. You're looking healthy. Well, I appreciate that. I could be healthier. Well, I could be a lot healthier, but I think it's just I'm in a better mood these days since now I get to go back to work. My most anticipated game. Let's see what's coming out. God, I've been playing so many games lately. I have a couple actually. It's not just one because there's a couple of games coming out right in the beginning of the year that I'm looking forward to. One of them is Civilization 7. So let's see what we got here. January, we got Sea Fantasy, Sleight of Hand, 3 Photo Reticle, Tear of the Grace Island, Magic Inn, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, but I already played that. There's that alien abduction game that I played on demo once. It's supposed to be coming out in the beginning of the year. Oh, Being a Dick Season 3 has already been listed on Steam. There's no release date yet, but based on his prior schedules, I think that'll be coming out in the first quarter of next year. Between January and March, for sure. February. Yeah, Civilization 7 comes out in February. Avowed, Lost Records, Monster. Oh, Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I got to make up for the fact that I never finished Monster Hunter World. Let me see. 2 Point Museum Wisdom, Frag Punk Special. Ooh, Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remaster. Oh, that looks. Yeah, I'm getting that. Oh yeah, there's a remake of, not a remake, but they're doing 2D sprite remaster for Lunar and Lunar 2, which is an old school RPG that was on the Sega CD. Looking forward to that. Let me see. Yeah, this list only goes up to April. But there's a lot of games listed that don't have a release date yet. Yeah, a lot of them. I forgot everything that happened in Being a Dick. It's been too long. I still have all my playthroughs saved with every possible scenario. I got to play through that again. It's been a while, especially since I have the first 2 chapters of season 3 I have access to. And it was good too. The first chapter, chapter 11 or episode 11 rather, was a lot of fun because you get to do the Halloween party, and that's a long portion of that part of the game. And it's so funny because you some of the shit you can make your main character do is just hilarious. Dragon Ball Super getting another movie in 2025. Nice. I got a retro game stick that 20,000 old school with 20,000 old school games on it. That's a lot. Avatar, Mission Impossible, Predator, Badlands, Ballerina, The Accountant 2, Nobody 2, Wolfman, 28 Years Later, and crossover with Chad Cancellation. Chad Cancellation? Yeah, I saw that option and I said it. I didn't say anything because I kind of was just messing around and I just put it up there. But yeah, I put up this goal thing that a new feature that YouTube has. So I put a 10 super chat goal, and if we reach the goal, then I would do an exclusive stream as Lenny, and on any date that you guys decide. Obviously, I haven't mentioned it because, you know, not that I wouldn't do it if we reached that goal. I would, but you know, I wanted to see how it worked, and I said, "Oh, let's just put this up." Rob, have you seen the new Godzilla Hayao figure where he can charge up his atomic breath? I don't think so. I might have. My son had a couple of the Hayao Godzillas that he wanted that are on pre-order. What he wanted for Christmas, and I had to tell him they're on pre-order, so you know they won't arrive now. I don't think they're coming till August of next year. So I wish I could show you guys what I got him, but I can't. But I got him 2 figures. I think he's gonna like. Thanks for the 10, Bobby. I doubt we'll reach the goal, but I appreciate your efforts. It says it's coming out in 2025, but I won't be seeing it till... Yeah, if you're lucky. Yeah, see, that's what scares me about ever getting any figures again. Rob asked Mike Gonzalez if he would finally come on the member stream. He's not a member. So no, he won't. They release one every month. They just don't tell you which one it is. Oh. Well, their figures look good. I gotta hand it to them. All things considered, their figures do look really good. I'm doing the same work I've always done. I'm doing IT, but now it's in a hospital, and it's going to be a little bit different because, you know, they. In fact, I spoke to the team today because the interview went so well that some of the supervisors wanted me to meet the team now, not have to wait till January 6th. So we were all just it was kind of more like a hangout, and they asked me how I feel about seeing like an open body during surgery, and I kind of scoffed because I thought he was joking, but no, apparently they're he said they're rare, but there are moments where they may have to go in and fix a computer during a surgery. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, well, you know, I guess that's just something I got to deal with. Yeah, I got a new job, thank you. Mike only supports John Campia. How could I forget? Yeah. Well, it's not like you have to, it's, you know, it's not like I have to stare at the body. It's just that you might glance looking at it while you head to the computer. I don't think that's going to bother me very much, but who knows? Maybe I'll throw up and pass out. I don't know. But it is a major hospital here. You know, it seems like it's going to be a good job. The people seem really good. I don't know how long I'm going to be there for. For me, it may just be a stepping stone because it doesn't pay as high as I would like it to, and it's really far from home. It's about an hour drive. But I took it because, you know, I don't have a choice. I have to. No, we don't troubleshoot the surgical machines. We troubleshoot computers. Yeah. You heard about the Spider-Man 4 news and rumors about Ghost Rider being in the movie? Did not hear about that, no. King Rob Trump bullies John Fetterman from Ping Trip will make you cry in laughter. Check it out sometime. Only 2 minutes. All right. Campy was on the wrong side of history. He downplayed the controlling aspect of woke culture. That's because he's part of the woke culture. he's always going to downplay it because that's how he. John Campea is part of that whole. They want access, so they show. You know what I mean? He's not. He's. You know. He's never going to say any of that stuff. Thank you, Luke. Any of you guys seen Terrifier? Any of them? John doesn't get access, nor does he show. Spoken like a true Campea fan. No, sir. No. Yeah, YouTubers that say the woke culture isn't real annoy me. Yeah. Well, that's because they're part of it. No, but I heard about them. No, but I know Fat Samurai Guy loves those movies. Yeah, I was curious the other night. I heard a lot about it. I've been hearing a lot about it, and you know how this new killer is like the next icon in horror, Art the Clown. And but I heard that it was like drastically gory, like on a very dark, mean side of gory. So I say, you know what? Because I don't like that shit very much. But Curious got to me the other day. So instead of watching the movie, I pseudo watched it. And I basically watched YouTubers reacting to the movie. So what they did was they would watch the movie. They wouldn't have the whole movie up. Otherwise they get demonetized. But they would do the 30-second rule. They would show like 20 seconds while of them watching it. Then it might cut to one of them saying something and then it cuts back to the movie. And then when it got to the violent parts, they blurred it out. So I watched it, and let me tell you something. Even blurred out, I don't think I'd watch that movie. The shit that I saw in that movie, even with the blurriness, yeah, man, it ain't for me. It's certainly not for me. Yeah, it's no joke. Yeah, it's excessively gory. Man, there was this one scene where this couple was taking a shower and Art the Clown came in and did his thing with a fucking chainsaw. And what he did to that boy, oh my God. I said, yeah, this ain't for me. Those films are like whatever the max spice equivalent is for hot sauce. Yeah, that's a good comparison. Campea is definitely Ernie from Sesame Street with glasses. Yeah, Campea is a major show. He's a major show, and you know, it is what it is. Yeah, man. If I just, you know what? If you don't want to be spoiled, because I'm going to tell you right now what he did to that guy. So after he kills the chick, and what he did to the chick was terrible too, but what he does to the guy. So after he started hacking him up, so the guy's like leg fell off or broke off, and it's gross the way. And again, this is through blurriness, and I could see this. I'm like, nah, this blurriness ain't working. I could see the guy was on the floor crawling. This motherfucker took the chainsaw, wound up, and shoved it right between his ass cheeks and kept going forward. I have never seen any, and it was so gross. I was like, I can't watch this shit. This is too much for me. Oh, just do Terrifier reaction. There's tons of channels who did it. I think I saw the Real Rejects. I think that's the one I watched. It was brutal. But I will give credit in this sense. The reason the gore is so effective is not really so much the gore itself. It's how the actors are acting out the gore happening to them. They're very convincing and it's very brutal. So that makes it more effective. Like there was this girl he kills in the beginning of the movie, and you could just like she sold it so good that you could just feel the brutality of every time he hacked at her with an axe. Yeah, I got to give credit to the actors in those movies. They're no-name actors, but hell, man, they do a good job of playing off. Because I've seen gory stuff before, but the practical effects make it good. You know, it's not like the gore we see in horror today where it's like splatter blood. Nah, man, this one you see all the chunkies, and it's practical effects. It's not no CGI, and the practical effects are insanely good. Like I was like, yeah, this ain't for me, man. I can't watch this shit. Yeah, this film doesn't pull punches at all. I'm glad they push border boundaries with the violence. Yeah, and nobody, and there's none of that. And there's no holds barred. Like kids get killed in the movie. Man, this one little girl, her brother got chopped up. Now, to be fair, they don't actually show him being chopped up, but you can hear it. It's kind of off screen, and then they show the results later. Yeah, man. Oh, and how about Terrifier 3? So, you saw it, Miss L. So, how about that scene where he's handing out the gifts? Oh my God. And I was thinking about something like, well, okay, I guess he's not going to, because there's a bunch of people here. It's a mall, so he's not. Motherfucker walks away. One kid opens a gift. Boom. Big ass explosion. Like 11 kids dead. I was like, what in the fuck? Pennywise versus Art the Clown? Yeah, Art the Clown all day, buddy. It only took me one movie to know that. All the other iconic horror monsters have nothing on this guy. He is brutal. And credit to the guy who plays him. I mean, they call him Art the Clown, but he's more like a mime. He's more like a mime because he doesn't talk or anything, but he's hilarious with his physical comedy, because there is a comedy element to the character. Nothing's funny about what he does, but it's what he does while he's doing it, and I think they do that to kind of lighten up the moment that is so brutal. Because some of his reactions when he's killing these people is just, you can't help but laugh. I would like to muster up the bravery to watch the other ones or to watch it without a blur. But I got to be honest, man, considering how much I saw through the blur, I'm like, I don't think I can handle this. But at the same time, I do like the character because he's funny. Like the expressions he made. Oh my God. What was it? When he was killing the girl with the axe, he was like going like, ooh. And it's funny because one minute you're like, and the next minute you're laughing. It's well done. I mean, well done in the sense of, you know, I don't know if you need that much brutality, but you know, practical effects, the acting in the movie, the actors in the movies are good. The guy playing Art the Clown is just on point. It's just all the splatter and man, it's bad. Killer mimes, they're silent, but it's laughable. Yeah, if you guys ever decide to tip your toes in that water, man, be warned. It is not for the faint of heart. And it will stick with you. It took me like 2 days to get that shit out of my head. You know, like from constant replay. You know what I mean? Like where I could control my thoughts. Because when you see some of the shit they do in that movie, it's not coming out of your head. You'll have trouble sleeping at night. It's no joke. It just keeps you up. Because you're like, how could that, and it's so bad because sometimes you're like, oh, well, you know it's fake, it's not real, but man, it looks so real. Robert, you've heard of some of the -1 sequel stuff I haven't. I have not been in the loop very much lately. I've been, you know, this new job has a lot of requirements. I have to take a couple of vaccines that are required. Well, they're not required, but they highly recommend it. Like, because I'm working in a hospital, so I think one vaccine that I am going to take is the hepatitis B. I'm going to take that vaccine. I got to do drug alcohol test, background check. It's no joke. It's a serious. This job is like no joke. You got to be on point. Not to mention it's Christmas next week, so we've been kind of getting ready for Christmas. A lot of shopping's been done. In fact, I was out today shopping earlier today. I was out getting some groceries because one tradition we have that me and my wife like to do with the kids is on Christmas Eve we don't really cook dinner. We do a platter of like different finger foods. So like we'll have shrimp cocktail. We'll have pigs in a blanket. I'm going to be making Swedish meatballs. Sometimes we'll do a small side, but it'll be something like, like a pasta or something like a salad, something light. Pasta's not light, but, we just keep it simple. We usually do like a charcuterie board of cheese, crackers, summer sausage. And we just snack on it all day and we hang out and, after a certain time, I'll let the kids open one gift the night before Christmas. Usually it's something small. It's like the cheapest shit that they got. Don't want to give them the good stuff early. And then usually another tradition we do is I make this breakfast casserole for Christmas morning. It's basically like sausage. It's onion, peppers, sausage, cheddar cheese, and egg, right? So, I saute the sausage with onions and peppers, and then make sure I get the cheddar shredded, and then potatoes, like home fries. So then I'll take my crock pot and I'll layer it. So it'll be like sausage, potatoes, cheddar, sausage, potatoes, cheddar, and then I dump 12 eggs that are whipped up into there, and I let it cook for like 5 hours on low. Next morning, you got like this. The egg cooks up, everything's stuffed in the egg. Man, it's so good. My wife loves it. And I don't make it that often, but we definitely always have it for Christmas morning. So and then usually Christmas Day, we'll have a big dinner. So this year, we're obviously having that at my mother's house, my parents' house. And we're going to have, we're doing a pernil with arroz con gandules. I'm making some mac and cheese because that's what my daughter likes. And I'm bringing a small ham for my wife and my daughter because they don't like pernil. They don't like pork. I mean, they like pork, but they don't like that kind of pork. They like ham. We have tea-ring cinnamon rolls and hot cocoa for Christmas morning. Then when I'm with family, we eat after opening presents. I usually torture my kids. I make them eat and do a whole bunch of shit before opening gifts. Because they're ready to roll, but I'm like, nah, you gotta eat first. What Godzilla vs. Kong 3 news have I missed? I don't think you've missed much, man. There's not much going on in the way of Godzilla news right now. As far as I know, I could be wrong, because like I said, I haven't been in the loop. Pork gives you a headache. I love pork. In fact, let me show you guys something. Check this shit out. This is going in the oven tonight. It's going to be cooking for 12 hours. Watch this. I got to show you because I have it sitting, getting to room temperature right now on the counter. Check this out. Hold on. Let me mute this. So check this out. That's a pork butt that's been sitting in this seasoning all day. But what you don't see is underneath it, I have a bunch of aromatics. garlic, green onions, sweet onions, lemon. What else did I put in there? Onions, green onions, garlic, lemon, and damn, I know there's something else and I'm forgetting. Let me see if I can get a check at the. Oh, jalapenos. Yep. It smells so good. And what I did was, see how dark it is? So I poured some dark soy sauce on it as a binder, and then I put applewood rub. I'm listed at 5'10", but I think I'm actually 5'7". Yeah, it smells so good. Yeah, it's got. Now, I'm not putting it on the smoker because I want to cook it overnight and I don't feel comfortable leaving the fire on overnight, so I'm not putting it on the smoker. But that's fine. It's still going to come out good. My favorite Christmas special? It used to be Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the old school, like, what was that, claymation or whatever? I need to find me some applewood rub. Yeah, this is this. This has applewood, and then underneath, like I said, it has all that flavor. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna cover this in aluminum, put it in the oven at 225, and let it cook for 12 hours. It'll be done about. I'm gonna put it in at midnight, so it should be done by noontime. Then my wife's gonna make a slaw, and we're just gonna have sliders. My wife wants to do tacos with these because you can do anything, but I'm gonna put mine on the sandwich with some coleslaw. Yeah, applewood rub. See, the thing about pork, when you make a picnic or when you make this cut, the butt, they're actually both the same. They come together, but stores sell them separately. But if they sell them, if you find one that's together, it's like a big ass pig leg, basically is what it is. The upper portion is the shoulder. That's what us Spanish people use as pernil, and the lower cut is the butt, or maybe it would be vice versa. I think it's vice versa. So, but the thing about pork, those roasts, they're really good with citrus and they're really good with apple. So like, for example, actually I might pour some apple juice in here. Now that I think about it, I might put a little bit of apple juice. But yeah, citrus or apple flavor. And I have both. I have lemons under this as well. If I do War of the Monsters movie, I will attempt practical effects, model of cities, suits, monsters, lava monster. Thank you for the 20, Bob. Nice. Apple vinegar spray, I only use that when I put it on the smoker. This isn't going on the smoker, though. It's going in the oven. Bobby's fighting for that Lenny stream. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. So yeah, so this is going in a couple of hours, and it'll stay overnight, and dinner will be served at noon tomorrow. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry. Why did I even mute that? I normally don't mute the volume. Yep, so anyway. All right, let me go put this back. Give me a second. I'm not even going to mute. Oh, it smells so good. Had to grab dessert. My wife's job sent her a edible arrangement. So it was a chocolate covered strawberry, which personally I think they're overrated, but I didn't pay for it. What dishes is taking me the most time to prepare? Preparation? It's not. Most of my dishes don't take long to prepare. Some of them take long to cook. The longest thing I've had to cook always is a brisket. That takes about 14 to 16 hours. Just breaks apart. Favorite dish I love to cook? Wow. I really do like Alfredo. I make it quite a bit. I like making rice pilaf. It's easy and it's super flavorful. Shrimp scampi is my wife's favorite that I make. I make a pretty good shrimp scampi. Anything on the grill is easy. The thing we put on the grill the most is chicken. It just tastes better in the grill. There's no way I'll ever go back. I barely make chicken in the oven anymore. Ironically, I say that. I actually made chicken in the oven earlier this week. But that's because I didn't want to, I think it was raining. I had this sausage melody I make that I love. It's a mix of different sausages that I make on the grill. Then I cut them up in little circles, mix them all together with sauteed onions and peppers. And man, it's just so good. So I use sweet sausage, kielbasa, smoked sausage, brats, whatever, you know what I mean? My father loved it. My mother didn't like it. But my father liked it when I made it. My wife likes when I make it. My son's not even a sausage person, but every time I make that, he eats it. Yeah, it almost looks like a high definition analog horror, if that makes any sense. We have lots of favorite Christmas specials, but me and my dad used to watch Gundam Wing, Endless Waltz, since it's set Christmas time and it's a good anime flick. My father likes watching March of the Wooden Soldiers. That's his tradition to watch for Christmas. There's not any one particular movie that I like to watch on Christmas or around Christmas. It used to be Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, though, but I've kind of grown out of that. My wife loves watching her Christmas Hallmark type movies. She loves watching that shit. My son likes watching like Home Alone. That's one of his favorites for Christmas. Yeah, Laurel and Hardy, yep. Rob, will you watch the other two? Nah, I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll brave it up and do it. But man, I gotta tell you, after what I saw, and that, remember, this was a reaction video, and they blurred out those scenes. I don't think I'm surprised they posted that and didn't get it taken down, because the blur was not that strong. You could clearly see what the fuck was going on, and I gotta tell you, man, it was something else. My wife likes A Christmas Story. I've seen that once. I'm not too crazy about it. Yeah, Die Hard is officially a Christmas movie now, yeah. The Grinch, Jim Carrey. I like The Grinch with Jim Carrey. That's funny. Some people say Rakin' Bass Christmas specials. Others watch Home Alone. Some watch Die Hard, yeah. A YouTube short on Art the Clown showed him with black dude's head in his hand waving at a mom and son. Yeah, I don't know if that was the third movie. Christmas Vacation is pretty good. Have I seen Red One? You know what? I might watch it because it's free on Prime right now. That's how bad that movie did in the theaters. Christmas Story always plays from Xmas Eve to the day after Christmas on cable. Yeah. Christmas Vacation was also pretty funny, yeah. Yeah. Do you like Jingle All the Way? Is that... I'm going to say no because I can't even remember which movie that is. Is that the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger? To be frank, it was originally made for Prime. Oh, was it? Okay, well then that makes sense then. King Rob, do you believe the drone story about radiation? I do not. Plus, I do not believe that. It just sounds a little bit too fantastical. And while our government is incompetent, they're not that stupid. I mean, these guys do catch... I mean, the last couple of years, they've caught terrorists before terrorists have even had a chance to act on anything. If they can do that, I find it hard to believe that anyone could sneak a nuke into the country. Here, I'll tell you, this is what I think about the whole drone thing. The drone thing has been going on for 5 years. It's not exclusive to Jersey. It's been going... In fact, you know what? I'm not even going to say. I'll let you guys hear. You guys ever heard of Andrew Buzamati? I think his name is. He was a former CIA agent. He's been on a couple of podcasts. If you saw him, you probably know who he is. He recently spoke about this on another podcast. This is a podcast he's been on a couple of times. Bustamante, that's his name. Andrew Bustamante. I need to find that. Okay, here it is. So I'll let you guys listen to what he has to say about it.
You can always release... Military drone does not have... When we talk about the drones that are happening right now over the Northeast, or the drones in recent history over the Northeast.
That's the guy I'm talking about.
There are two things happening simultaneously, but they're not being differentiated in the press. First, there are legitimate reports of drones operating over areas of interest in Germany, in the UK, in military bases on the East and the West Coast, going all the way back to 2019.
Now, just so you know, before I continue, the reason I chose him is because what he talks about right now in regards to what's happening in Jersey and how he goes back and refers to it, he was actually, when he was in the CIA, because he left like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, he was investigating this. So he has hands-on experience with what's going on.
Whoa. All the way back to 2019, reported by the U.S. military, reported and investigated by the FBI. I've been called in to do investigations to support both, to help them try to understand what they're seeing. When the military talks about drones, they're not talking about what the fucking media is showing on TV. A military drone does not have, generally, 4 propellers, a green light and a red light, a front white light, and a top white light that flashes. That's not a military drone. That's a civilian drone. Or that's an airplane, or that's a helicopter. That's all standard FAA lighting configurations.
He's right about that.
So yes, there is truth to the current reports and the recent reports that say the majority of drone sightings are what we call false positives, right? It looks like a drone. It sounds like a drone because it's coming from somebody who has no fucking idea what a drone looks or sounds like. They're actually seeing a private Cessna at 2,000 feet that sounds like a lawnmower and has all the right lighting configuration, not a drone, right? But the reports that the military has seen over Ramstein, over the UK bases, over Langley Air Force Base in Virginia, the most significant sighting of all happened in 2019, was a swarm of between 75 and 150 drones that are military style drones. Think about your Reaper, right? Fixed wing, blacked out, no lights, moving at more than 100 miles an hour in swarm configurations that fly over an area of interest and then fly back, right? We're talking about a normal drone has a range of 30 miles, 70 miles, maybe. A commercial drone. A Reaper has ranges in the thousands of miles, right? They have drones for the US military that are recharged by sunlight. So you just launch that son of a bitch above the clouds and it can go on for days and it can just loiter.
Wow.
And it can collect infrared, it can collect signals intelligence, it can collect whatever, and then it can fly back.
I didn't even know that. Like when he talks about the drones that the military has that have solar panels that they can recharge themselves in mid-flight, that's insane. I didn't know that. That's crazy. So, but anyway, I'll keep playing it so you guys can. It's not a very long clip. It's about
what the military has reported going back
it's
to
15
November
minutes
of this
long.
year is those drones. Blacked out drones, not operated by a manned pilot, operating on code and signals and transmitting a radio signal that's usually reserved for satellite technology, but coming from the space above our heads.
Whoa.
That's what they're talking about. That's what's in Virginia. That's what's in California. That's what's in Maryland. That's what's been reported multiple times over that has never really made headlines because of the way the media works. It's not government controlled, but media just doesn't care about actually interesting things. They care about what's happening with the Kardashians.
Yeah.
So there are real drones that are really suspect, that are really being collected by the military. And then...
Well, he is, but what he's trying to say is that they're not military drones. Because you know how some people are like, oh, they must be military. And what he's saying is that they're not military drones. But what he is trying to draw attention to is the drone activity that military bases have seen over the last 5 years that nobody knows about because the media doesn't talk about it. Interestingly enough, last weekend, a military base in Ohio was shut down because of a swarm of drones that flew in. They were shut down for 4 hours. This is the kind of stuff he's talking to. And I guess the point he's trying to make is that that's more relevant.
There's Tom, Dick, and Nancy, your dumb voter out there with a fucking camera. Out there with a camera who are capturing air traffic and reporting it to the police. And the police don't know what the fuck to do with that. So now you're burying the real intel in all this chaos, right? FBI has known, and they've been investigating through the increasing UAP research groups that have been funded by DOD and funded by the Congress. They've been researching what these things are because it's scary. It's actually scary. It is a legit foreign intelligence collect.
Why he's full of shit? Why is he full of shit? Drone is similar to a line of Godzilla, the series episode where Cameron Winter returns with a gecko Godzilla monster. I don't know. What are you talking about, Matthew? Yeah, I have no idea where you're going with that. A Godzilla gecko monster? I don't know what Godzilla series this is, but I must have never watched it. I'm sorry, I'm just waiting for Nuts' response. All right, let me keep playing this while he...
Election platform, very similar to the China spy balloon in 2023. It's a capability that exists. It exists for us too. No, everybody's...
If they were a civilian drone, they wouldn't have been allowed over the military base here and also allowed over. Well, he never said that they were all civilian. Well, first of all, he said they were commercial. That's different from a civilian drone. The second thing is that the point he's trying to make is that it's not as the military bases ones are a big deal. Let's put that aside because that's what he's talking about. So when you're talking about the ones flying over military base, yeah, that's an issue. But he's not talking. He's talking about what people see over New Jersey. The stuff that's not military, the stuff that's not being flown over military bases. The point he's trying to make is that the ones that are flying over military bases are the ones to be concerned about, not the ones that people are seeing every day in Jersey. With that said, he also is not completely dismissing it, but what he's saying is that the majority of it is not legit, either a legit threat of a drone, and some of them are not even drones, they're airplanes, which that is true. I've seen several videos where people are pointing up and looking and saying that's a drone, and I smack my head because not only is it clearly not a drone, you can hear the plane. It's two distinct different noises that a drone makes versus a plane. A plane makes that, and a drone makes the. It's completely two different sounds. But anyway, just finish listening.
It's known we've had that drone capability since the global war on terror, but others are producing the same capability and nobody knows what to do with it. So there's two things happening. The media only talks about the first. And the more that I see reports from people saying, oh, it's just residents reporting on air traffic, that's not completely incorrect. But they're glazing over the fact that this whole thing started when the UK reported drones that had no lights and transmitted radio signals flying over American military bases in the UK. That's where this started on November 20th. It wasn't December 1st when there was December 5th. There's a manhunt for Luigi Mangione, the guy who shot Brian Thompson from United Healthcare.
Listen to this.
There's a manhunt happening for him on the Northeast. Guess what it includes? Drones. So the skies above New York and Pennsylvania and Maryland light up with drones at the same time that the police are reporting that they're on a manhunt using drones. I'm not surprised here, folks.
Right.
Of course you're seeing drones overhead.
That's a fair point.
But don't lose the signal in the noise.
So what do you think it is?
I think that there's a foreign intelligence collection happening against the United States that has been happening against the United States, but that is now at risk of coming to light. So that's why you see a unified messaging from the U.S. government that says...
See, so right there, he admits that some of those sightings, he believes, his opinion, is that they're foreign. And he's going to explain, and again, remember, this guy was in the CIA. He's going to tell you right now why they're not telling the public. Listen to this.
Don't have to worry because they know they can't do anything about it.
Why can't they shoot him down?
What happens if you shoot down a drone over a populated city like Maryland, like Baltimore?
Meaning it'll crash on the city?
So what do you think Americans are going to accept? A lie from the federal government saying they don't have to worry, or 5 people dead because it crashed into an apartment complex, but it gave them a chance to collect the technology that was out there? No, not only that, but when you shoot it down,
at some point it has to go back to wherever it came from. Why not track it?
That's what they're doing. If you shoot the fucker down, you can't track it back. They're collecting information about how they communicate with each other. They're tracking the locations. They're tracking the altitudes. They're tracking the distances. What people don't understand is that all the technology out there, from missile shields to counter UAS technology, it has parameters. You don't just look at everything happening in the sky. You have to tell things what aperture to look at, what altitude to look at, what time of day, what speed. Like you have to give parameters to the tool. So if you tell the tool to look at 5,000 feet, anything moving faster than 100 miles an hour, something could be moving less than 100 miles an hour and not trigger the system.
So he's talking about them tracking it through radar. This is the difficulty because the drones are so small. You have to give precise information to the radar to be able to pick it up and then track it. And that's where they run into the problem. Anyway, keep listening. It's interesting shit.
Our adversaries know that, and the fucking adversaries know exactly what our settings are because that's why they've been committing industrial espionage and corporate espionage and government espionage for the last 30 years against us. So this is their chance to see if we pick them up, if we don't pick them up. And the United States always has the opportunity to just call it a UFO or a UAP. Again, I'm not making this shit up. If you just look at the news reporting the week before the China spy balloon, and look at the news reporting for about the next 2 months after the China spy balloon. There were UFOs in the sky until we said, oh, actually, it's a Chinese spy balloon. Then people lost their shit. We blew up the spy balloon. And then guess what? There were 3 more balloons that flew overhead over the next 3 months. What did we call them? UFOs. And we didn't budge from that. They're just UFOs. We don't know what they are, folks. They're just UFOs. And the UFO community was like, oh, there's aliens visiting us. The government was just like, America can't handle if we tell them it's another spy balloon. And then the government shot down science balloons from like, what was it? The University of Auburn and somebody else. They were shooting down science balloons because the technology that we had couldn't identify the payload on the balloon. Like, the government is not as well equipped as we all think it is. It's not Mission Impossible. It's not James Bond. It's always adapting to what the adversary is throwing at us, and the adversary is always adapting to what we're not looking for.
Right.
So swarms of UFOs, of UAPs, of UASs, whatever they want to call them now, swarms of drones flying on the outskirts of American airspace, making incursions and excursions, collecting what they can from signals intelligence, imagery analysis, infrared technology, collecting everything they can, autonomously flown using only why would they use satellite radio signals? Because guess what they're communicating with? Satellites to get back to their home station. Because you don't even need ground-based relays if you have something flying high enough at altitude. We've known this in military circles. We've known this in intelligence circles. We've known this in open source circles for a long time. It's just never made mainstream news. Now that it has started to make mainstream news, your dumb voter has intervened and has buried the story, which is very convenient to what the government needs to be able to get out of this.
Wow, that is very shocking that we would rather it be aliens than foreign intelligence.
Why is that
drones.
shocking? Why is that shocking, though? Think about it. If you know that it's a foreign adversary over your head, that scares the shit out of you. When you believe it's an alien overhead, you're mixed. Could be hopeful, could be bad, could be neutral. We want to feel safe.
That's retarded. That's actually retarded. I'm very angry right now. It really does make me feel like we're not doing the right thing if we're not addressing.
The problem is that the government says there is no threat, but they also say they don't know what they are or where they're from. How do we know it's about a threat then? Bullshit. So it's safe to shoot a big ass balloon down from way higher up. Well, remember, they shot that balloon down over water. They didn't shoot it down. Oh, that's one of the they were criticized for letting it fly over the country. One of the reasons they did that is to wait for it to get to open water to shoot it down. Now, they could have shot it down over Central America where there's a lot of open field, but, you know, they did shoot it down over water. The drones you're seeing in Jersey are all flown over houses and shit like that. You can't shoot that shit down. All those bases that he's talking about where these other drones are flying around, those are all densely populated areas. You can't just shoot it down and have it fall into somebody's house. But if you pay attention to what he's saying, he's essentially saying that the government is lying. He's essentially saying that he 100% believes it's a foreign adversary. Is that so surprising? And the truth is, I mean, he just explained it as to the trouble they have tracking them. They'll get them eventually. But this has been going on for 5 years. And, you know, it's scary to think about it. But apparently we're not equipped to catch these things. And I don't know if you know this, but China is 10 years ahead of us when it comes to drone manufacturing and development. So their drones are much more advanced than ours are. There are videos and accounts of them leaving and coming from the oceans. They can easily shoot these down too. Coast Guard and sheriffs are reporting them over water. Yeah, that's true. I've heard that too, but again, I'm not saying they can't shoot them down over the water, and they probably should. But that's a minor part of the whole book. The fact that these things are even flying over our bases, that's the problem. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we should track them over the water, but he just explained what makes it tough to track. Just because somebody on a beach happens to see it over the water, they just happen to be at the right place at the right time. But if you're trying to track these things and they change their speed on you for just a minute, you lose it. So it's a little bit different because the military would have to track it from the point at which they see it over a base. All right. That's a lot of time to keep tabs on that from the time it shows up on a base to the time it goes out in the water. Just because someone on the beach happens to see it doesn't mean that they're ignoring it or that they're not shooting it. They don't want to shoot it down. But if they're tracking it for an hour heading to the ocean and it happens to change altitude and speed so that it gets lost on the radar, what are they to do? I'm sure they want to chase them to the water and shoot it down there so they don't have to worry about the damn thing falling on anybody's house. But if they lose it on the way there, then what? So yeah, what you're saying is true. People are seeing it over the ocean, but it's not like the minute you see it over the ocean, you can get on the phone and call, the military base and say, hey, send a jet. It's over the ocean. And even if you could do that, by the time you get there, the fucking thing's long gone. He just said, we have drones that can fly up over the cloud and use the sun to charge their battery because they have solar panels on them. If that's what we have, and China's 10 years ahead of us in developing, and if you want to get an idea, if you think I'm bullshitting about the Chinese thing, check this out. A little display of what China's drones are like. I'm going to show you this clip. These are drones in China. And this is just for entertainment, but this to give you an idea of where they're at. Looks like some crazy UFO shit, right? We don't got no shit like that. That's crazy. Look at this one. This one I thought was pretty impressive. It was like a dragon. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, is it gone? Maybe it was the one. Maybe it's over here. I think it's over here. Let me see if I can find it. Look, I mean, look at this is China Outdoors. Look, I can't. Let me mute this because I don't want the music to get me in trouble. Look at this one. Look at this display. Look at that. Those are all drones flying up. Look at that. Shit's crazy. Looks like fucking nanotechnology. Look at that. I mean, it's amazing. It's incredible. So if they can do that, imagine what they can do with military grade kind of drones. Rob, there are videos and accounts of them leaving. Oh, I already read that one. We just have a pussy ass government for another month, and that's the issue. We can radar lock a fucking fighter jet, and now we can radar lock a drone. Come on. A fighter jet's much larger. Number one. Number two, fighter jets don't stay on regular radar very long. That's why when you have fighter jets in the air, you deploy counter fighter jets. If they could keep a fighter jet on track on a radar, why bother sending up another jet to engage it? You could just shoot it from the surface. The smaller the objects get in the air, the harder it is to keep track of them. I have an uncle that was in the Air Force, and I have a cousin who's in the Air Force. It's not that easy. Tracking a 747, much easier to track because it's huge. and it's not nearly as fast as a jet. But if you got a jet going supersonic speed or Mach 7, you think they can actually keep that tracked on a radar? You can't do that. A radar pings. You know how many positions, altitudes, and speeds you can change between pings of a radar? Come on, dude. I look, I'm not a fan of the government either, but you got to be realistic here. And you got to accept the fact, because we live in a bubble, you have to accept the fact that our military is probably not as capable in some areas as we think. Sure, we got great submarines, we got a crazy naval fleet, we got some of the best air fighters and pilots and stuff like that in the world. But when it comes to espionage and drone technology, we're not up there. We're not. We're losing that battle, obviously. And I know that's hard to accept, but maybe it's time we start hearing the truth. The truth is always harder to listen to.
It. I do default to keep the public informed. I know, though, that that's naive at scale. And
Listen to
I
this.
want to acknowledge that. But
this is going to shock you.
What is the play here?
I think the play is wise. Unfortunately, and I don't have many
Meaning keep lying to the
keep
public?
lying to the public.
Wow.
And
Listen to this.
Hate me if you want to hate me, but the truth is, when you keep the secrets, you have the power. You can always release a secret, but you can't ever put it back in its box. So if you have secrets, keep them. It's why business owners know this instinctively. You don't tell your competition your secret sauce. There's no benefit to you in doing that. The federal government knows there's no benefit in telling the people, the public, what they're actually seeing in the sky. There's a benefit in telling them what the public is seeing in the sky, but there's no benefit in telling them what they, the military and the government, are actually seeing in the sky. That is worth further research, because when you acknowledge a secret, yes, you tell the public, which you may have a responsibility for, but you also tell the adversary.
Key,
And
right there.
if you're trying to protect the public, you can't tell the adversary. So until we have some kind of technology.
And that's a context that a lot of us don't understand. Yes, we hate the government lying in this situation, but we don't think about what the enemy might find out from them telling us the truth. It's a very good contextual point that we don't appreciate because we're not in the government, we're not in the military, we're not the ones that are responsible. It's an interesting view on things, and just keep listening. This guy is, you want to talk about base? Listen to this shit.
It lets us inform American citizens, but not inform everybody else. We have to keep the secret.
Yeah, okay. I get that. I need to think through it more to have an official opinion. But when we're seeing them sort of nakedly out in the open, God, continually lying to the public. Anyway, I'm going to plant a flag in that as something I need to contend with in my own mind.
And I think it's a good flag.
Plus, and let's also be real, we're all smart enough to know that they know what it is. We're all smart enough. When you get by all the weird sightings, when you get by all the UFO shit, at the end of the day, who else could it be? It ain't us. What benefit is it to us to fly our own drones around? It's obviously an enemy. All right, we all know this. We don't need them to tell us. We know this.
It's a plan. I think we should all be flagging ourselves to say, are we comfortable being lied to? I am comfortable being lied to. My time in the government, my time at CIA made me very, very comfortable with being racially profiled. It made me very comfortable with not having the levels of privacy that we're all told we have. It made me very comfortable with the government keeping secrets from me, because I can see the benefit for me in all three of these areas that isn't just blind ignorance. Like, racially profile me? Absolutely. I'm a brown guy with black hair. I got a shady ass looking, you don't know whether I'm fucking Palestinian or Israeli or Sunni or Shia or Indian. You don't know what I am. So pull my ass over. Let me show you my driver's license, because I'm fucking American. It's going to be a 5-minute inconvenience to me, and then I'm done. And especially if it's like a local cop, if I live in a place where there's only 12 or 15 cops that police me anyways, they all know who I am. And then they stop suspecting me of being whatever the fuck they think I am, because they know what I am. I have zero problem with me being racially profiled. I understand if other people don't like it. You want to listen to my phone calls? You want to read my emails? Go right ahead. Because you know what I'm not doing? cheating on my taxes, cheating on my wife, or stealing from my own company. Not doing it. So you're going to waste your time, but you're also going to confirm that I'm not the suspect you're looking for. Somewhere out there, there are bad people doing bad things, disguising themselves as good people doing good things. You're never going to find them unless you have a chance to rule me out.
Very, very interesting take. And this is from the other side's perspective, the side that we despise, the side that we don't like and we always question. And fair enough, right? But seeing it from a different perspective makes you look at least for me, it makes me look at it differently. So he's like, I don't mind being racially profiled. Why? It'll take you 5 minutes to know that I'm an American. And if I have to deal with that inconvenience for 5 minutes, I'm willing to put up with that if it means that they rule me out and it gets them closer to the person they're looking for. It's a fair point. If I fly a fucking drone over certain places, somebody would have the ability to shoot it down. And now apparently nobody can shoot one, including the military. We are being lied to. No, if you flew a drone over someplace, first of all, if you flew it over a military base, it's going to get shot down. Why? Well, that's because first of all, you'd be flying a civilian drone, which most of them are like 250 grams, slightly higher, slightly lower in weight. Secondly, it's going to crash down over the base. Everybody's going to clear the area before it lands. Okay? But these drones are the size of cars. You shoot something out of the air over a densely populated area that's the size of a car, you're going to kill somebody. Believe me, they don't want to take that chance. You're not, you know I love you nuts. You're my boy and everything, but you're not separating the context here. You're talking about shooting down a commercial or a civilian drone versus a military drone. There's two big differences there in size and what the military drones are, what he's referring to, what they're capable of in terms of flight is completely far advanced than what a drone that I have or that you might have can do. So yeah, if you fly your little drone around and you fly somewhere you're not supposed to be, they're not actually going to shoot it out of the sky. There's this technology they have, I forget what it's called, but it's like an EMP barrier. And they set these things around places that they don't want people flying drones. The minute you fly into that area, your drone just collapses and falls. And usually this is military bases. If a civilian drone that can go a couple 100 feet in the air, if it gets stopped right before entering military space and falls to the floor or falls to the ground, no one's going to get injured. Now, these military grade drones that he's talking about, they can get beyond those defenses. That's why the military and the government's having a hard time figuring out what they are, because technically they shouldn't. But when you take into consideration where China is with their drone technology and where we are, it's no surprise that they found a way to get around that. These are the things you need to kind of break down. Yeah, this is falls through the roof. But he's almost done. Just finish listening to this.
So I'm completely okay with that. And now that I've been part of CIA and I've seen the secrets that we have to keep, not just from ourselves, but also from other intelligence agencies, when there's a spy at NSA, you can't tell NSA who you suspect their spy to be. You have to tell FBI. So FBI can look into it, because if you tell NSA, it might leak back to that person. There's always a reason to keep a secret. And I benefit when the government keeps the right secrets. When the government's keeping secrets because they're inefficient or corrupt or whatever, incompetent, that's a whole different story. But I still understand the value of secrets.
If you like this conversation, check out this episode.
That to me is the most valuable breakdown of the whole drone thing. And it's coming from the horse's mouth. It's coming from a guy who's investigated them before. It's coming from a guy who's worked there. It's coming from a guy who openly tells you why they keep secrets and what the benefits are, benefits that we never really think about or even consider because we're not on the other side. And you know what they say, there's always two sides to every story. It's not that I'm okay with the government keeping secrets, But if the government has to keep a secret from me in order to ensure my safety and ensure that the enemy doesn't get word, I'm all right with that. I just thought it was a good video to give context and to understand that while the shit happening in Jersey is crazy, it's not news. Like, it's not new news. This has been happening for 5 years, and it's been happening in worse places than Jersey. It's been happening over our military bases, and that is enough. If these guys are gathering intelligence for the last 5 years, that's that. And think about it, all strategical positions. That's a scary thought. Rob, I want to see your reaction to Valuetainment YouTube short, low altitude drone captured flying over Jersey. Is that the name of it? Is that the one with the fluorescent looking one that's stuck in a tree? Let me see if I can find that one. I'll show it to you guys in a minute before we go here, because we have to go in a few minutes. Let me see if I can find that one. I'll put in the one that you just mentioned in the search here and see if I can find it. Oh, I've seen this one. Yeah, this one's crazy, but there's some question as to whether this is real or not. But it is crazy looking. If it is real, it's crazy. But
what would you do?
Let me play it. Let me so you guys can watch.
If you saw this in your neighborhood.
This looks like Darth Vader's
look
ship
at that.
flying sideways, doesn't it?
Look, and listen. That's not a plane. What the hell is that? And here's the thing. Are you ready for this too? A guy from Jersey, I was talking to Chad about it. A guy from Jersey put his own drone up into the sky to try to get near one of them. Fully charged, totally like a really good drone. Ew, battery's done, and it fell down.
Quiet.
I'm dead serious. So it's either they think that we're stupid and we're not. Something's going on, and let's not pretend like this hasn't been going on. The spy balloons from China literally went from one side of our country to the other, and they're like, yeah, no, they're just weather balloons.
Yeah.
They're lying. And think about this. There's 39 days left to this election. If it's Iran, and I don't trust anybody that's in our government, who knows what the hell they're doing? We still have a bunch of days.
Look, the truth of it is that these drones are foreign adversaries. That's the bottom line. That's what they are. That's exactly what they are. There's I love the whole UFO narrative. Don't get me wrong. It's fun. It's entertaining. But if you want to get down to brass tacks and you want to try and peel away and figure out what these are, they're foreign adversaries, man. That's what they are. That's what they've always been. And that's a problem. It's a problem for all of us. I mean, we can shit on the government all we want, and they deserve every bit of criticism they get. But apparently, they're not equipped to deal with this. And they're not going to admit that. Why? Because it'll scare the fuck out of people. But that's what it is. They're not equipped to deal with this. And our adversaries know that, which is probably why drone activity has been increasing exponentially since 2019. Because we haven't figured it out yet. It's definitely China, in my opinion. Definitely China. Because 2 Chinese men in the last year got caught flying drones over a military base. But they were using commercial drones. These drones are military. Let me see if I can find, before we go, let me see if I can find that one that was stuck in a tree that looks weird. I don't know what the fuck it is, but let me see. Not that one. Let me see here. Is that it? Yeah, this is it. Check this shit out. This is weird. What the fuck? It looks like a fluorescent raft stuck in a tree. Look at that.
Never seen a drone like that.
It's bad quality, but it's not bad enough to the point that you can't see what's there. I mean, look how fucking weird that looks. It looks like a fucking amoeba.
Jersey. Bayside, New Jersey.
That's what I said. It looks like an amoeba. I know, it's weird.
Look at this thing. I don't know what it's doing.
But that shit's just sitting in the tree. You got stuck.
Cops just got here. Later.
Yep. It's weird shit. It's weird shit. We'll find out. It's not going to stay a secret forever. But right now, I think the only thing we can do is just wait and see. Not much we can do about it. Did they manage to get it down or somehow it got loose? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not sure what happened after that. And that's another thing too. Some of these videos could be fake. You know how people are out there. Some of these videos can be fake too. That's another thing we got to remember. Not everything we're seeing on videos is necessarily real. So it sucks. We all want answers, but we need to accept the fact that we're not going to get them anytime soon. And I hate to say this, but you know when we'll get our answer? When something happens. That's the shitty part. That's why I'm glad I got this job. Because I told my wife, I said, I'm going to start gathering resources and shit like that, because 5 years is a long time to gather intelligence. You can find out a lot in 5 years. Well, Trump will do everything he can to protect us. But remember, we all love Trump. We think he's great and all this. Don't think for 1 second he's going to give you guys secrets. If his advisors say we have to keep this under wraps, he's going to keep it under wraps. I guarantee you that. He's for the people, but not at the cost of national security. So if you think Trump's going to walk in and give us all the information about this, I doubt it. I doubt it. All right. That's a wrap for tonight, folks. Look, if I don't talk to you guys before next Wednesday, have a happy Christmas. What am I doing tomorrow? Maybe I'll pop on tomorrow night. The only thing I'm doing tomorrow is I got to fix my car. I got to switch my battery out. But I'm going to be doing that during the day, so that's not, and that doesn't take long. That takes like 15 minutes. So, but yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. And just like I said, everything's going to be light right now because of the holidays. I'm getting ready for this job. I got to get my car fixed tomorrow. I got to put on the old gloves, and you know, when you're unemployed, you got to be more DIY, so to speak. So I'm going to do my own car maintenance tomorrow. And yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. You know, once I get into the groove, being back at work, we'll be back to normal activities. But until then, like I said, if I don't talk to you guys before Christmas, have a good Christmas. And I hope you guys get everything you want. And I will definitely be in touch, and I'll be keeping in contact with you guys. And I'll see you guys very soon, all right? It's going to return as soon as I get money. That's basically it. That's the only thing holding me back. I still have to wait another week or so to see where I'm at as to whether or not I can re-up for the end of this month. But if I can't re-up the end of this month, I'm guessing it'll probably be another 2 weeks because, you know, I have to wait till I get paid and stuff like that. So, but anyway, you guys have a good night. I'll talk to you all